Hello, this video is for IXL Activity A1.C.6. It is solve proportions, and they are indeed word problems. The 3-character code for this activity is 8 Echo Sierra. So, as you can see, obviously they are word problems, as the title implies. And also, as stated in the title, we're going to use proportions in order to solve these word problems. Now, a proportion, remember that a proportion is two ratios, and those ratios are going to be represented using the fraction method, set equal to one another. So, such as A is to B as C is to D. Now, the objective here is we're going to use some of the information that's given in each of these word problems to determine what should the value of A and B be, and then we're going to be given either the value of C or the value of D, and then we'll use cross products to solve for that in order to find out, well, what the answer is to the question that they're asking. So let's go ahead and start reading the first one. Karen took a total of 12 quizzes over the course of 6 weeks. Well, there's a ratio I can get there, right? Two different measurements, two numbers there. So we're going to do 12 quizzes, 12Q, over 6 weeks. And we're going to set that equal to another ratio in which we have quizzes is the numerator and weeks as the denominator. And the reason for this is, well, we chose to use the numerator for quizzes and the denominator for weeks in the first ratio, so we want to make it match up in the second ratio as well. So let's go ahead and continue reading. How many weeks of school will Karen have to attend this quarter before she will have taken a total of 20 quizzes? So notice this is the other value that they're given here, and it's often good to highlight the information that we wish to use. So we use 12 quizzes in 6 weeks. Now we're coming to 20 quizzes. So this is the information that they're giving us. The other ratio with quizzes in the numerator, we're going to make that 20, and we're getting that information here in our word problem. And all of these are going to tell us to assume that the relationship is directly proportional. So the objective here is to go ahead and solve for the missing value that we would have here, and we'll just call this X weeks, which notice that weeks is what the question's asking us, and we've set up our proportion such a way that weeks is the missing value, so we must have our proportion set up correctly. So let's go ahead and use cross products. 12 times X is going to be 12X, and 6 times 20 is going to be 120. Now we need to divide both sides by 12, and the 12s cancel each other, leaving me with just X, and 120 divided by 12 is going to be 10, so therefore our answer is going to be 10 weeks. On the next question, Owen grew 12 plants with 3 seed packets. So this is our information for our first ratio. We're going to go 12 plants over for 3 seed packets. Now we want to know a ratio of plants over seed packets. Now let's go ahead and see what information they give us in the rest of the word problem. So with 4 seed packets, up there it is, they're giving us the number of seed packets. How many total plants? So this is what they're wanting to know. How many plants? That's the unknown value. So we'll plug that in, and notice indeed our question is asking for how many plants can Owen have in his backyard. So let's do 12 times 4. It's going to be 48. And we'll set that equal to 3 times X, which is 3X. Now let's divide both sides by 3, and that's going to be X on the right. And 40 divided by 3, 10 of them, 18, 16. Should be 16 times 3, indeed. Yep. So it's going to be 16 plants. Wanda baked 22 cookies with 2 scoops of flour. So there's our information there. 22 cookies with 2 scoops. So 22 cookies with 2 scoops of flour. And we're going to set that equal to another ratio in which we have cookies and scoops. So how many scoops of flour? The number of scoops of flour is the question. How many scoops of flour? This is what they want to know. Will she need in order to bake 33 cookies? So they're giving us the number 33 here. Well, let's use some cross products. 22 times X is 22X, and 2 times 33 equals 66. Let's divide both sides by 22, and X should equal 3 in this case. It would take 3 scoops of flour for 33 cookies. Cole prepared 48 grams or kilograms of dough after working 8 hours. So let's do 48 kilograms. We'll use kg. And that was over 8 hours. Let's set that equal to another ratio. Kilograms over hours. And let's continue reading and find the rest of our information. How many hours? So hours is the unknown, and indeed that is what they're asking us for. Did Cole work if he prepared 72 kilograms of dough? So 72 is our given value. 48 times x is 48x. And 8 times 72, 560, 570, 2 maybe? Let's double check that. 8 times 72, 576. Gives us 576. And now I need to divide both sides by 48. It's going to leave me x on the left, and I've already got 576 on my calculator, so that's real handy. So we're going to divide that by that 48. And it's going to give us an answer of 12. So it would take 12 hours. Antonio scored 390 points by collecting 5 coins. So that's 390 points per 5 coins. In all, how many coins will Antonio, so how many coins, well, let's do points over coins. They're saying how many coins. Here's the question here. So that's the missing value. Does Antonio have to collect to score a total of 780 points? 780. So 390 times x is 390x. And 5 times 780 is going to be 3,900. And then if we divide both sides by 390, we should get 10. Indeed we do. So in this case, Antonio needs 10 coins. Ava earned a total of $1.08 by selling 4 cups of lemonade. So we've got $1.08 for 4 cups. We're going to set that equal to dollars over cups. After selling a total of 10 cups, so this is what they gave us here, 10 cups there. How much money, so right there's the question, how much money, so that's our unknown value, will Ava have made in all? So let's go ahead and do cross products. 108 times 10, well that's going to be 10.8, right? Just move that decimal over one place. Whenever we be 10.8. And then 4 times x is going to be 4x. Let's divide both sides by 4. And is that going to be 127, $2.70 maybe? Let's check. 1.08. Clear that. Actually 1.8. 10.8. Going to divide that by 4. And indeed it is $2.70. 2.7. Throw the 0 on the end. And whenever they're asking for money on IXL, I know that 2.7 is the same as 2.70, but since it is money, if you don't put that 0 in the ones place, IXL will mark it as incorrect. So if in the event any IXL question in which the answer is in the form of dollars and cents, and the ones place would be a 0, be sure to put that 0 on there. Otherwise, it will count it as incorrect. David's office recycled a total of 3.3 kilograms of paper over 3 weeks. There we go, 3.3 kilograms over 3 weeks. So 3.3 kilograms, and that's over 3 weeks. And we're going to set that equal to kilograms over weeks. Let's see what they give us. After 16 weeks, so they give us weeks. That must mean that kilograms is the unknown. And indeed, we see the answers asking for kilograms, so we're correct. So how many kilograms of paper will David's office have recycled? And that's after 16 weeks, right? So 3.3 by 16 is going to give me 52.8. 52.8. We're going to set that equal to 3 times x. Now let's divide both sides by 3, so we get just x on the right. And 52.8 divided by 3 is going to be 17.6. That is 17.6 kilograms. Final question. Alvin prepared 24.96 kilograms of dough after working 5 hours. So there's our information there for our first ratio, 24.96. And that is kilograms. And that is for 5 hours. Let's set that equal to another ratio of kilograms over hours. How many hours, so right there, we know it's hours is the unknown, did Alvin work if he prepared 49.92? There's our information that we need there. So let's do cross products. 24.96 times x is equal to 5 times 49.92. 49.92. And that's going to give me 249.6. Now let's divide both sides by 24.96. Gives me x on the left. And 249.6 divided by, oh, that's going to be 10. The decimal just moved over one place, right? 24, clear, divided by 24.96 is indeed 10. And our answer is 10 hours. All right, so that concludes all of my examples for this activity. IXL A1.C.6 Solve proportions word problems. Good luck with your activity.